Hello, welcome back to the channel. First order of business, let's see if we've made any money. So it's been a couple of weeks, well, yeah, it's been a couple of weeks actually since I've been on, thanks to the new Pokemon game kind of taking up all my intention. The new Pokemon game taking over all my attention. Oh, we sold one stack. Beautiful. None of that. And no more of that. Okay, so one diamond, that's not bad, that's not bad. Ooh, let's go to bed, and then we'll crack on with the actual episode. Now, as I said, I've mostly been playing Pokemon this week because there are two things that I absolutely love. One of them being Minecraft, and one of them being VGC, and draft, and singles for that matter. I just like, basically I like colourful math. That's what we can gather from this little bit of information. So yeah, I've been spending a long time, the past 2 weeks actually, doing a bit of terraforming on the outside. So first of all, a quick time lapse, just a quick one because it's all I've got, of me building a hill, I suppose. And then we'll go from there. I'll see you over the other side. I momentarily interrupt your segue into a time lapse because someone has been doing some tomfoolery. Now I went to put these logs here, holding down shift, and nothing. I'm like, what? What has happened? And of course it's the age-old prank of filling your inventory with these. Who was it? Hey, who did it? We got any more? Was that all of them? 2 more to find. Okay, time lapse. Now you can probably tell a little bit more has been done than just this simple building of a hill, which to be fair I'm very proud of. Well, I've had to stop because I'm just kind of, I don't know, been winging this and I don't quite know which direction I'm taking it. I do like my path. I've started a tree but I need some wool first, which means getting some colourful sheep, so that's what I'm probably going to do now. Finish that tree. This little pond feature. We've got an actual plan. Something is coming together. I am enjoying it, but I've got to this point. The path goes round here, goes up here. Obviously it's going to be more of a bridge than a path at this part, but it is just a path at the moment. Overlooking a nice little pond. I'm not sure if I'm keeping that tree or if I'm going to replace it with another custom tree. That's something to worry about another time. Decorated the bottom of the pool as well. A little bit fancy, not too much. But yeah, I've run out of darkwood slabs, so that's why I had to stop. And then I came back and I was like, I'm going to carry this on all the way over to the other half of the base that Star has been putting in an awful lot of work with, as you can see. Got a bunch of villagers in there now. I'll work in trading hall very soon. Fully stocked up, I'm assuming. I'll need to check it, to be honest. Not quite sure what's being built over there by the honey farm. We can go and investigate later. But we do have some actual shop news as well. It's a little bit of a revelation. Not a revelation, but I can't remember if it ever came up, but earlier, much earlier even, in the series, I found us a zombie and a spider spawner pretty close to each other. And over the last week, I dug out and Star has built the spider spawner. We're going to go take a visit to that, get ourselves a little bit of string, and then we can start selling bamboo as well in the shop, which will no doubt come in very handy. So I'm going to head over there now. I'll meet you there in a sec, and then we'll crack on. I haven't seen the outside of this yet either. Like I said, I built down into it, I dug it out, but that was as far as I got. So already an awful lot of string and eyes already, which is great. Oh, she left us a nice spider killer as well. Beautiful. Standard setup really. So it's going to automatically filter the drops into these as the spiders come down here. You sling them. And it's all nice and simple. No, not AFK because we can't AFK really, but we're going to sit here for a little while, collect a little bit of string, make some bamboo, drop it in the shop, and then I guess we'll have a little bit of a chat while I continue doing a bit more building. Maybe. Oh, what is it about Pokemon that I really enjoy? Well, I mean, besides the fact that it's just one of those games that, you know, I kind of think we all grew up with. And we all have varying memories of it. Some of us loved it, some of us thought it was okay. But at some point in your life, I think everyone's loved Pokemon. I don't think there's many people that can honestly say that they don't or haven't. I don't know, that's just my opinion. But during the pandemic of 2020, I found myself out of work for a while with nothing to do. And Sword and Shield hadn't long come out, and I thought, you know what, let's have a look at what this is like competitively. And it just kind of snowballed from there, really. I absolutely fell in love with the whole concept of competitive Pokemon, which is a lot of fun, I must say. It's a lot of fun. It can be very infuriating because there is a little bit of luck involved with your rolls and whether certain moves hit or not. But generally speaking, skill is rewarded and tomfoolery isn't. You know, you'll get a lot of strats that are best of one, like a lot of kind of corny, kind of cheesy. Cheese, that's the best way to describe it. It's best of one cheese. And it can be fun and it can be infuriating to play against, very infuriating. But once you've seen it once, you know exactly how to beat it. It's never difficult to actually beat. That is best of one cheese. But it's a lot more complex than people realise, a hell of a lot more complex. It's not just a case of, you know, having your mom? It's not a case of having your Pokemon at level 100. No, there's more to it than that. You've got your EVs, your IVs, and your abilities, your natures. Those are the main things, and the moves and obviously types and whatnot. And honestly, the amount of information that you need to retain is absolutely astronomical at times. And it can get overwhelming. I can understand why people don't want to, because it is a lot to take on. But for me, I found it absolutely... What's the word when something just takes over? Like, I couldn't help but want to learn more and want to do better. And not too bad. Just not great. Not bad. I'll do another one over there, I think. I don't know. I like that one. Maybe if I just had some accents. But yeah, basically your IVs are your individual values and you can't really see them. You have ways of judging them and they are ranked usually from something like no good decent, fantastic, pretty good might be one, very good and fantastic, and best. Now best is 31 and no good is 0 IVs, and that determines how much how useful that stat is to you. Oh, I can't really work and talk at the same time. That's one thing I've noticed about doing this, is I'm awful at that. But yeah. Oops. I didn't want that. Right, let's try that again. So that's your IVs. In essence, they are the building blocks. And when you are breeding Pokemon, you want to breed them up so they've got the best IVs they can possibly have. And to do that, you need a very good Ditto, which in itself can be a bit of a grind to find. But once you've found it, you can get yourself your Pokemon pretty quickly. That one then. Okay. Yeah, next you have your EVs, your effort values, and they are awarded to you by battling Pokemon, vitamins, and that's it in this generation. You used to be able to use Pokejobs, and there are a few other ones. But you can have 242 in any stat, kind of. You have a total of 512, I think, between them, but you can only have 251 in one given stat. There we go, that's the best way of saying it. So you could have a split of 242, 242 and 4, and that gives you optimal in 2 stats. Or you can have complex spreads where you're calculating to live a certain hit with your HP and maybe get a KO specifically, rather than going overkill, like making sure you're guaranteed to beat something with your attack or special attack. And I don't know why I'm kind of like going to the ins and outs of Pokemon while building here. It's what's on my mind at the moment, so it's what I'm talking about. And so you're going to have to bear with me and listen to me ramble on about it for the time being. What's another important part about Pokemon? Then you've got your natures and your abilities. There we go. Natures give you a 10% boost and a 10%, well, a 10% buff and a 10% debuff in any, you've got to have 2 stats, or you can have it neutral now, basically. In the competitive scene, barely anything ever runs it at neutral. Like, there's never really a reason to run something neutral. You'll always be better off giving yourself either more speed or more attack, more special attack, slightly more defense, slightly more HP even. You know, that's what, well, no, you can't do anything with your nature with HP, but yeah, in essence, that's what that does, what your nature does. And then you've got your abilities, which determine quite a lot, but there are probably hundreds upon hundreds of abilities at this point, so going through them would be ridiculous. But some are useful, some are not so much. Like, there's one called Runaway, which gives you absolutely nothing, other than if you get to half health, your Pokemon's guaranteed to run away from the battle, which does nothing in competitive whatsoever, because you don't have the option to run away in competitive. And then you've got other ones which are absolutely stupidly broken, like Adaptability, which whatever type your Pokemon is gets an extra 1.5 multiplier added to the attack damage output from that attack even, because depending if it's special or physical, can't really say which one it would be. Depends how the Pokemon's built, as I was talking about earlier. But yeah, that is the basics of everything that goes on with Pokemon now. With the actual competitive scene, the official format that is, I'm not sure if it's hosted by Nintendo, it's hosted by Play Pokemon, which is probably a branch of Game Freak, and it's probably a branch of Nintendo. I'm not sure how the companies work with each other. But the official one is VGC, which is a doubles 4v4 Pokemon. So you have a team of 6, and you bring 4 of them to each battle. And 2 of them battle 2 at a time. And it's a lot of fun and has a lot of strategy involved. There are other formats like the Smogon Tiers, which are also a lot of fun, but I'm not playing as much of as myself this time. Mostly I prefer that once kind of the meta's settled, because it's very volatile to start with, and they have to work out what's going to be too much for the different tiers and what's going to be healthy, should we say. And then lastly, there's draft, which I do an incredibly stupid amount of, because the drafting process is incredibly fun. and addictive. It's very addictive. The battling bit, not so much. Sometimes I struggle to motivate myself to build teams, because you can do some really wacky things with draft, because there's certain things that will just, you'll look at it and you'll be like, this will never work. You can never justify bringing this to a matchup where you've got to think about every other Pokemon. But when you're only thinking about another 6 Pokemon and you know what they are, you can build some interesting stuff. Like, if you know you're going to be intimidated and you want a speed boost from it, you could add the, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now, but there's an item basically where if you equip it, if you get intimidated, you get +1 to your speed. It might be the adrenaline orb. I think it's the adrenaline orb. But yeah, you have the adrenaline orb and then you get that speed boost. And that is very useful, where you're now outspeeding the Pokemon that has just intimidated you. And especially if you're a special attacker, that intimidate drop doesn't matter at all, and they've just given you a boost for free. But yeah, little things like that. And honestly, if anyone is ever interested in the more getting used to it, the more nitty gritty of it, just let me know, and it's stuff I can start making on the channel again. I mean, if you go back far enough in the videos, you'll stop seeing Minecraft and you'll see old Pokemon content. But honestly, I just don't enjoy making that content. I enjoy playing it. I absolutely love being involved in the community, but I just don't like making content, which is why I stopped. Whereas Minecraft, I'm absolutely trash at this game, but I love making the content, so that's where we are. And I think I've waffled on for quite a while, quite long enough now. So I want to make some real progress with this, and you'll see it in a sec. And there we have the start of our garden. So this is where we did up to the path just. Since then, I've added this nice little pond feature, this nice little custom tree up top. I added a bunch of lanterns floating around, add a little bit of mystery to the area, kind of. I do enjoy them. I'm still unsure on this. I really don't know. I do like my pond. I do like this water feature kind of coming this way, across there, and across there. I'm going to find a way to tie it into this actual pond here as well. Maybe have some kind of waterfall coming down from the other side, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how thematic I want it to be and how just fun. But it's getting very late. It's already been a couple of weeks since I've uploaded, so I wanted to get something ready. And this is where I think I'm going to leave it for today. There might be more done before I start the next video. But for now, I'm going to head over to the shop, restock. So it starts in 5 minutes. Oh, maybe not then. The plan is to go and restock and crack on with this for another time. So until then, bye. Thanks for being here. Oh yeah, please like, subscribe, you know, the usual stuff as I back myself into a hole. Bye. Oh, that didn't work because I wasn't in F5. I was in F5, not free cam. Oh well.